here because you want to know the best and top schools in Utah for your children. So let me tell you the 4 things that we're going to be going over today. The first one is going to be the best schools in Utah. The second one is going to be the best private schools in Utah. The third one is going to be the schools with the best resources in the best districts. And number 4 is going to be the top charter schools with the best resources, all within this video. Hi, my name is Jenny. I am with Real Brokerage, and click that link to subscribe so you can get to know more about me and what I do as a real estate agent and educating you about the best areas, best locations, best prices, lowest crime rate areas, all here on this channel. So hit that subscribe button, and until then, let's get into it. All right, I have pulled the best websites to be able to understand and teach you about where you should be looking for the best schools and the top schools. Now, all that's going to depend on what kind of school you want to be in, right? So this one's going to be about the top public schools to be in. We are looking at the niche.com here. You can look at my screen recording over here. The number 1 best private school in Utah right now is the Waterford School. Someone who's saying it's shaped into who they are 20 plus years later, still reflecting the experiences they had attending Waterford. So literally, let's go look at the virtual tour of Waterford and see where it's at. That's a beautiful school.
Welcome to Waterford School. My name is Todd Winters. I'm the Director of Admissions, and I'm pleased that you're considering Waterford School for your child's education. We're eager to give you a glimpse into Waterford, so come along for a virtual sneak peek of the campus. We'll begin here in the lower school, where we teach 400 students from preschool through class 5, where students benefit from small classes and a low student-to-teacher ratio. One of the first things you'll notice as you're buzzed in through the main entrance is that this building is very secure, locked and equipped with camera security. We're here at the front to greet and support our parents, while our lower school head greets students every morning as they arrive for classes, which begin at 8:30. The lower school campus consists of 3 connected corridors. In the first corridor, you'll find 2 science labs, with one lab serving pre-K through class 2 students, while the other lab is utilized by students in classes 3 through 5. This corridor also includes a gymnasium and one of the 2 computer labs in this building. Students begin coding as early as class 1 in these labs.
Wow, coding is good.
Class 1 and 2 homerooms are also located here, and at the end of the corridor is the music wing with 3 music labs, including a digital keyboarding lab, specifically for lower school students.
Cool.
The second corridor houses the art spaces where students are learning 2D and 3D art, the K through 2 lunchroom, as well as preschool and kindergarten classrooms. We also offer before and after school extended day in these spaces.
Okay, so you're getting an idea of it. If you want to go watch the rest of it, you definitely can. Waterford, they have virtual admissions tours, obviously here, as I'm seeing here. Really well known for a private school. Let's look over here and see what their tuition might be. A lot of your private schools are on the public school charts because you are able to get the funding through your taxes in order to attend these schools. So they're getting an overall A+. Over here, they are located in Sandy, Utah. Let's look at their tuition. So yearly tuition, that's what you're seeing here. So it's the highest grade offer may have changed. So this is literally an out-of-pocket expense for you to go to Waterford School. So Sandy's got a great private school, which is the Waterford School. Super cool. All right, let's go jump over to Roland Hill in Salt Lake City private school. And here, let's look at this. This is a high school, a private school high school. Looks like they've definitely done a good job at keeping care of that older building for sure. Let's look at their tuition. $32,000 for their tuition here. They do have financial aid up to $19,000, which is or 21%. But it is a high school. It looks like they have. Let's look at their about. Oh, it's just a. So they have elementary, middle, and high school, preschool, and private. So they have all of the grades that you might be looking at. You can even go and check out the website up here, the rankings, academics, the academic spotlights. So right here, they have 100% graduation rate. Here's their SAT scores you can get, the average ACT score, where their popular colleges are that kids end up going to after this, culture and safety. This is a really great website to be able to go through down and look and see clubs and activities. So you can see right here, A+ in girls athletic and boys athletic is very high. The polls you can see over here. The cost of living's got an A- for overall niche grade, C- for cost of living for housing. Medium house price right now, $72,000. Medium rent, medium home value over here in the Salt Lake City area. Let's go back and look. You can see this is where it's located on the map over here. Go back over here. We're looking at Utah County Academy of Sciences in Orem. I believe I visited this one. Not for sure in my Orem video that I showcased. Let's look at this one. Is definitely a public school in Utah for sure. You are going to be able to get your funding through the government. They do have wait lists, so always just call these places and see. They do have 82% proficient in reading and 67% proficiency in math. Always when you have to pay for a tuition, you're going to get better proficiency in academics. When you're dealing with the government, it does get down lower just because the funding is lower for these teachers. You do see teachers down here, they literally give you a ratio of 15-1. That's a great ratio for Utah because averagely is between 25 and 22 ratio to 1 here. It tells you that it does not give you the salary here. But 94% of the students and parents agree that teachers give engaging lessons. So this is really cool. The clubs and activities they do. So that is the Utah County Academy of Sciences, which is located in Orem. Then we look over down more. We've got Juan Diego Catholic High School. I do believe I visited this one when I highlighted the Draper area. The link is above below. Draper is definitely known for having more of the Christianity public private schools around. So let's look at the tuition. Right here does not give the tuition. A lot of that is probably because it's funded through their own programs. This is a Catholic John Baptist Juan Diego Catholic High School. I believe this is the one that I definitely visited. Average graduation rate. Let's see what grades they have, or let's see. I do believe that these guys have the elementary, junior high, and high school as well. If it's where I'm thinking it is at. It's not giving me any photos, but I'm pretty sure it is Juan Diego. They also have multiple Catholic schools in Draper, is what I've really noticed as well. So there's that one. Then we have the Memorial Catholic High School. It's a private school. In Salt Lake City, you've got how would you say it? Carl G. Macier Preparatory Academy in Linden. That's a great one as well. This is a great website to be visiting, niche.com, to be able to understand what ones are going to work best for you in the areas that you're in. Jumping over here, let's look at public school reviews. So on publicschoolreview.com, you're able to look at the top 10 best public schools in Utah between 24 and 25, 2002, 24 and 25. And then over here, it looks like our top one is the Sunrise School in Sandy. So we're seeing a pattern in Sandy and Draper areas for schools and being high predominantly great. We've got math at 83% and reading. It's a top 10 out of 10. Over there, you also have the Peruvian Park School, which is also in Sandy. Cottonwood School, which is also in Salt Lake City. Howard D. Driggs School, Salt Lake City. We've got one in Heber City, the Old Mill School over here. Top 10 out of 10, serving 836 students. That's a very low number for the majority of the people. My graduating class was over 1,000, and I attended the Lone Peak High School over there in Alpine School District. Alpine School District, we're going to get into that, is probably one of the best districts around, and they're thinking about trying to divide that one. So this is really cool to be able to walk down and see, okay, what is Old Mill doing? What are the gender ratios? What are the total teachers? You got 39 teachers. Where are the grades at? School rankings. 5 out of 975 schools was the top 1 percentile overall ranking. Math school scores, reading scores, science scores. You've got the different ethnicities attending. Literally, you've got predominantly white Caucasian people attending this school. So you could really break down what kind of school you would want with these websites, which are absolutely great resources to be able to go over. Let's jump into number 2, the private schools. We did view some of those. Some of the private schools are considered public schools because they are getting the funding from the state, but they do have wait lists. There are going to be private schools pretty much in every city that you're going to be in. You just got to know what the wait list is looking like. Utah is actually trying to expand their private school profiles. Now, from the insider of a sister who has been in the education system for over 10 years, my sister has been, she has always told me that the teachers who are in the private funded schools are the ones that couldn't hold their jobs in the public schools. That's just from the voice of a teacher. Who am I to say? She's saying that, you know, you've got great public school teachers. I truly do agree with that. I was homeschooling my child last year, and he decided he wanted to go back to public school. And I do know the teachers are very kind. They very oriented as far as making sure we pay attention to our emotions and narrowing it down on behavior. And they do a very good job of having enough funding to separate those who have special needs versus those who need more attention. And overall, Utah is going to have a good ranking for schools and as far as the type of teachers and the academics that they're bringing forth. Utah is not a state to be worried about with academics. That depends on what area you're in for sure. If you're in a smaller town, you're not going to have as much access to funds. And if you're in more of a high crime rate, you're not going to be able to attract a lot of people who are able to fund those schools as well. So you've got to really look at the demographics of the areas that you're wanting to live in as well. But looking at here, the top best private schools, I've got the Roland Hall in Salt Lake City, the Waterford School in Sandy, that's the one that we just reviewed, and the St. Joseph Catholic High School in Ogden. We did not look at that one. That's a 10-to-1 ratio. That's a very small ratio over there. Number 3, school districts and the best resources. So looking here, we've got Canyon School District. They caters over to 33,000 students across 50 schools. Let's look at this. So now on the niche over here, the 2025 best school districts in Utah. So we've got the Northern Utah Academy for Math and Engineering Science in Layton. You've got the Success Academy in Cedar City. I didn't even know that existed. Let's check that one out. So they've got an A+ in overall grades, rankings. This is a publicly funded school from what I can tell here. They do give you the ratio, it's 40-to-1. That is a very high ratio. So it tells you they academically are doing great, but they are definitely a larger population of school. Expense per student, they're looking at about $9,400 per student. I'm assuming that's per annual year. Your teacher's average salary over there is $74,000, which is still below the cost of living in most of Utah, but in Cedar City, you definitely could be doing pretty well on a teacher's salary over there. In Sandy, you've got the Beehive Science and Technology Academy. Park City has got a good one over here. So let's look at this one because Park City is really known for its transient and fluid and second home areas. So to be able to get a consistency of schooling for your children in Park City could be hard to find, but you do have a lot of people over there who are very wealthy and they're able to spend their money on their schools for sure. So it says it's number 3 out of 56 districts of the best teachers in Utah and the best schools of Utah, number 4 in places 5, and the Tech of Utah out of 57. So really, really great as far as school districts. Park City's got a good school district over there. Cache Valley, North Summit, Alpine School District is going to be your largest school district in Utah. They're looking to try to divide that. That's the one that I am in right now. I find it interesting that, let's see where Alpine is number 13. So 13, I believe there's 57 of these. Let me see, it goes to page. Let's see. They started counting them after a while, so I don't know. And now I'm curious to know how many school districts are in Utah. How many school districts in Utah? 42 school districts. So the school district that is predominantly in Utah County is Alpine School District, is on the top 13 charts as the best school districts in Utah. So that's good to know. But it's definitely not on the top 5, which I found quite interesting. Number 4, the top charter schools and specialized education. So we definitely have Intech College Academy, a charter school located in Logan that excels in STEM education with top 5% performing in both math and reading. Let's check out this website again, back to the public school review. The top 10 best public schools in Utah. They're not really looking at, let's see if am I able to like look for charter schools in Utah. Okay, so we've got in Orem, the Utah County of Science. And charter schools are definitely going to be paid by your government, and they do have waiting lists for these. You can see the proficiency over here, the reading and language arts. Their teacher ratios 24:1, which is higher than the average, like I said, between 22 to 25. The minority enrollment is 30%, 34% body student, majority of Hispanic. So again, you're able to find these charter schools which are going to give you more of your special education if you're looking for more of a diversity for your children. Then over here, we can see more of Number Utah Academy for Math and Engineering and Science. That is in Layton. That looks super cool. 10 out of 10 ranking, 5%. They also have the Success 2 in Cedar City. Super curious to know what this one was about. Serving 206 students from 9th to 12th grades, top 5%. Proficiency between 60 and 90% in math. Your ratio is 29:1. So again, I'm noticing a trend in Cedar Cities that their ratios are much higher, and that's probably because the population is lower and it's just harder to find teachers out there. So opportunities out there for teachers for sure. You get to see the rankings of ethnicity and the test scores. Ethnicity is predominantly white at this school here. Graduation rate is between 80, 99% based on their gender. Again, in Tech College Academy in Logan, oh my gosh, now I just can't talk. Academy for Math, Engineering, and Science in Salt Lake City. I am seeing a broad range on locations from all the way up north to central to all the way down south, which tells me that you do have a lot of options in Utah as far as charter, the types of district, the public schools, the private schools. They're going to be all throughout, whether you want them to be a Christianity base, whether you want them to have a different gender role, when you have to have special needs. You're going to be able to find a lot of this. Now, something I did not mention is the online possibilities with schooling. There's a lot of online opportunities for private schools as well if you're needing more on a one-on-one. Utah is definitely known for making sure education is an important key. A lot of people actually move to Utah because their education is doing well, and a lot of that has to do with the high predominancy of Christianity in Utah. We take education very seriously here in this state. So if you're interested in knowing more, I definitely have links below the websites that you can check out. Check those out, do your research, do your due diligence of knowing what areas you want to live in. A lot of times it can be the schools. Now, when I look for your homes, I can narrow down if that home is in the school district or not. We can narrow it down to whether that private school, what areas and boundaries you have to live in. We can narrow it all down to knowing what's in the best interest of you and your guys' family. So if you are interested in talking to me, go down there and click that link. There's a Calendly link in order to talk to me through video, or you can text me or call me. Just get in touch before 6 to 12 months when you're wanting to move, so we can get a lot of things in place, because these are some big decisions that you're needing to make. And until then, you guys, I'll see you in my next video.